Welcome, everyone. This is Arch Gabe, and this is Keeping It Real, Episode 7. In this clip, I'm going to talk about how I overcome rage. This is one of the long time battles I had since I was in my childhood days. And I thought about whether if I should share this. So I was encouraged, my wife encouraged me that I should share it, that it can help a lot of people that's listening. I said, all right, I'll share it. I share a lot of interesting stuff in this my plate, in my keeping it real series. So I figured, okay, all right, I'll share it. So yeah, so well, before I talk about my victory, I just wanted to talk about the backstory of this dealing with uh, this feeling, this rage feeling. Uh, I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there is listening could relate, and it's not easy to deal with it. Deal with a lot of past hurt, and you just everything become like a snowball. So I'll just talk about brief things. I don't want to be too detailed. It's just my own discretion. I just want to get to the point how I overcome rage, but I want to share certain things that, again, to really help anyone. Hopefully, this will inspire anyone, give anyone out there hope that that you could do it too. You could overcome this. So anyway, I'll just get right down to the background is, how how it actually started when I had this, when I became rageful. Um, in my childhood, I was physically abused and for for years, uh, physically abused, verbal abuse, and then in my preteen, it became. I noticed that I became this, rage entered my life. I just noticed that was a lot of hurt that I was harboring inside and dealing with, just through the years, I've kept it in. Then I decided to be open with people. I started seeing, therapists. You got school counseling, you got therapists. I've seen different therapists over the years, and you know, they identify it, they talk. They just listen, but I didn't really. Obviously, I've been dealing with it for years, so none of the therapists that I actually saw and paid money, whatever, didn't really do anything. Same thing for the meds that they prescribe. But anyway, I've there's been some period of time in my life that rage wasn't a huge factor, but it's I've been through a lot of battles of temptation of wanted to really. It's hard to share this. There's been a lot of times that I had issues with people, and I know that there's levels. Sometimes certain things that doesn't really need to be extreme. Like sometimes you get extremely angry for something that you shouldn't be that angry, but you just do. And I noticed that about myself over the years that dealing with people, and yes, I dealt with a lot of knuckleheads out there, and I just took things to the extreme. I just dealt with a lot of stuff, things that I didn't really able to address it. I wasn't able to. I just it got to a point that because the child abuse that I been through, what happened was that during that time, when I was a child, maybe like, let's just say around 6 or 7 years old, okay, um, I was afraid. I don't want to say the detail who I was physically abused, but I'll just say a family member. Okay. So, so at that time, I was afraid. I was afraid, and I hide under the table, and I was very judgmental towards myself because I hide under the table, and being abused, physically abused, at it was hard. So during my preteen, I noticed that there was a change in me. I noticed that I became more angry. You go to school, you get tested. You know, I had kids try to bully me. I never experienced being bullied. I had kids try to test me, and you know, I I was a kid that I didn't really bother anybody. Kind of keep it to myself, but I can. Uh, I can't hold down. I can't defend myself. Um, and So yeah, I had kids try to test me, and they saw a side of me. They saw a side of me, and a school attendant, superintendent in the school saw a side of me that was like I was very like they kind of saw a side of me that they was scared really. But I had kids try to pick on me, try to double team me, try to whatever. So whatever I was enduring at home, and then dealing with during times of this, during my grade school, I, I had to. There was many close calls that I would have severely injured, whatever, someone that's trying to bully me. So I wasn't the type of kid that was a push, you wouldn't call it a pushover. Um, I could hold down a fight. Uh, but at home, it was a different story. So when I realized over the years that rage, I looked at this feeling, I realized that I become more and more angry over the years, and that was just one side of me. I wasn't always angry. I had a very gentle side of me, very caring. But there was a side of me that I looked at rage as a protector, um, because I didn't want to be this afraid little boy again. I didn't want anybody to take me to be soft. And I learned to a point that I just won't back down from a fight. Um, I had many situations, maybe not, excuse me, not many, but there's been situations that I almost took somebody out in a fight, or I have situation that I could have ended somebody severely. And I could say that, there was higher powers that prohibited me of ending certain people, especially the person that physically abused me. I would have, if it wasn't for my creator, if it wasn't for my creator, I had um, I had the opportunity to cripple that person for life with an aluminum bat and literally break both of that person's legs and literally, yeah, I'm sorry, I hope this is not too strong for you two, but I would have ended that person, the abuser. I did it, and didn't understand why for a long time. Why I didn't have it in me to do it, even though it's right there within reach. So yeah, I had my creator, intervene and stop me from ending certain people. But yeah, it's just that I just wanted to share this backstory, this side of me that I was dealing with. So I look at this rage, this feeling as a protector. it was, I addressed it. I didn't know what to do with it sometimes. I feel like I don't like to feel this way sometimes, but then I hold back and then I say, I actually do. I didn't want to let go of rage because I felt like if I did, it's gonna make me more vulnerable. It's gonna make me weak. It's gonna make me to be a pushover. So I was going back into this, you know, um, child abuse. I didn't want to be that afraid little boy. And again, I just wanted to bring about my experience in school. I hold my own. I had my mother used to plead with the teachers and principal to have these kids to leave me alone. Uh, my mother have she has good intentions. She was doing her best to look out for me, to really talk some sense into the people in school that, you know, to let them know that I was a ticking time bomb. That's what she said to them. But I was a quiet kid. I go there, I'm quiet. I don't bother nobody. I'm not a bully. Again, I have a very gentle side of me, but there's a side of me that you don't want to know and you don't want to mess with. But I asked myself why I didn't have that same bravery at home dealing with the abuser. And of course, my mother didn't know a lot of these things. I had to tell her about it. She didn't know a lot what was going on with me, what was happening to me. But I guess a lot of stuff that I was reacting during my grade school it was because to make up for the things that I wanted to do at home to defend myself. So when I see the rage over the years affected me, it affected me just dealing with people. I become short fused. Uh, I've I struggle of just it's just how I look at myself actually. Like I become rageful at one point, then I start to feel not very good inside. Um, not very good at all. And then it plays a role in different things in my life. Like how do I deal with stressful situation? Like for example, dealing with people that's not very easy to get along with. Just like how do you deal with toxic people? I mean, there are toxic people out there, and I will admit I was toxic too. There's things that I've done and things I felt, but dealing with difficult people, I just didn't know what was the best way about it because I had a lot of moments, extreme moments that I mean, I didn't thought about ending people like that. It just takes certain things that happen. For example, I know many of you out there that's probably listening that will relate when you're driving. I never thought years and years ago, I never thought I'll go through road rage, but I had a lot of thoughts of road rage. I have I've done things I had to. I literally there was a situation that I had to chase somebody down. Somebody done something very stupid. Nothing happened, thank goodness. But I was in hot pursuit on somebody. I did that twice. Something in me told me to stop. So I had to slow down the car and just stop and let the person go. Do you understand, folks? This is part of the rage that I was going through. It's to the point that I just didn't it's just difficult for me to tolerate certain people and people, that do things. It doesn't matter who that person was. It's just my tolerance level. It's just the things that was built up over the years, and yeah, it impacted my life. It impacted me in many different ways. I still manage. I still do what I can. I know, I manage my life the best I can. It's just that there's a side of me that I didn't know. It was kind of like a love-hate relationship. That's what this rage was. It's like I don't like it, but then I do like it because it protects me. You know, And you know, I just don't want to go around in my life to be afraid of people. That's the thought I had, you know, and that's the I don't know, especially growing up in New York City, it's just that you live in an environment that it's just I don't know how I could put it, but I'll just say it like this. You grow up in an environment that you have a very hard personality. You walk, I guess, what, I'm just very straightforward, take no nonsense type, but again, I mean, it's good to not take no nonsense, but there's that extreme side that rises up. And, you know, uh, sometimes there's moments that I just didn't even recognize the rage. I should think that, sometimes I come across a certain way. I figured it's okay. But after a while, it's not. It's not. And I just didn't know what to do. Honestly, there's moments I did not know what to do. Um, it's to the point, there's moments that, and it's going to take a lot to share this now. There's a lot of times that I have this feeling of I just hate people. And I think that comes up. I think the rage part comes up. But I say to myself, I had to counsel myself that, okay, I may not like some people. There are some people you just want to stay away. I had to counsel myself, especially that rage side of me that just want to strangle people virtually or even in person sometimes, um, that I had to counsel myself that not everybody's like that. Not everybody's this, it all comes, believe it or not, it all comes down for the abuse, verbally and physically. It just snowballed for all these years, you know, and it's times I just want to do something crazy. I won't say on YouTube, but the thoughts I had in my head, and there's a part of me don't like that because I know my purpose in life, and I'm very grateful to know my purpose in life is to inspire people to be free. My purpose is not just to go out and take somebody out just because I'm just feeling a certain way for over the years. You understand? I do believe in self defense, yes, but I don't want to confuse. I don't want anybody to confuse that what I'm about to say. It's just that there's things that shouldn't be too extreme at all. It's like I have to separate between the extreme part of me, far as feeling rageful, versus the part that you just feel angry. Anybody feels angry about something. Like something does something stupid, you feel angry, right? It's a different level. Feeling rage, you want to go extreme, like extreme stuff. Like, I don't want to say certain things on YouTube, okay? But there's certain things that you wanted to do to the point that sometimes you don't even recognize yourself. And yeah, it affected people, loved ones around me. It's just that side of me. It's not all of me. It's just that side of me when it just comes up. So it comes up with finance situation. I this now I'll get to the part when things change for me. I felt over the years I just haven't been the best person to be around with going through financial situation, and I feel overwhelmed. And then the intensity of rage comes up, and then I can't think. It's hard to focus. So, so the other day I was going through some situation financially. and it affected, just me reacting a certain way affects people around me, people that care about me, and I just had these thoughts, feeling very intense, that I wanted to put that rage on people, on, for example, a situation that I was dealing with that kind of make things difficult for me. For example, my finance situation, right? I don't want to go in details why like that, but the point is that because I was going through issue like most people go through. We go through hardship financially, right? Go through struggles, right? I know it's not normal to go have these thoughts in your head and you want to do this, you want to do that. I'm pretty sure a lot of us out there have a lot of tempted dart, thoughts to do dark things, if you understand what I mean. Okay, so I don't want to say certain things on YouTube, okay? So to get to the part, what changed, things started to change for me. I was driving the other day. I was feeling very emotionally frustrated the other day, and the rage. I just hated life. I couldn't stand people, but then I felt conflicted because I want to help people, and I felt that this rage seemed to be interfering of the purpose that I have, that I want to help people. And I can't go around feeling like I hate everybody. I know that's not true. That don't make no sense. I don't hate everybody. I don't. I mean, if I'm upset at people, whatever. But the extreme situation I was going through, and then stress with finance, and I couldn't think clear. All that was going on the other day, for example. So I was driving again. So I was driving, and there was a voice. There was a voice that was talking to me within a voice. Okay, and kept calling my name, and the voice came with a very comforting feeling. It was, it's some words I may not, it's some things I may not be able to describe in the audio, but it called my name, and it was telling me that it's kind of like reminding me as if I already know, but it was reminding me and telling me that, Gabe, you are much stronger than rage. And the feeling that came with that voice, the voice was like a trance, but I allow the trance. I allow it because I felt that it was good. The vibe of it was good. So I allow it. I allow the trance to begin. But the voice and the feeling from the voice and everything, it tapped into things. It just tapped in things about myself, about me, you know, that I know. But it just tapped into this feeling at peace. And I felt like the feeling was like I was being transformed. I was, you know, and I was like, it was telling me about people, like to look past people, like whatever goes on in life, it doesn't have that power to overtake you. Meaning, and I'm sorry if I'm not describing it right, but doing my best here in this audio. It was telling me in a very comforting way that the struggles in life cannot hold you down long. So the rage, that I am much powerful than rage, and that power is peace. That power that I don't need rage. And I acknowledge that I am power. And that power that I fully acknowledge, that power is from the Creator. I don't need rage to protect me. And I was seeing things. It's kind of hard to describe, but I was just seeing, I mean, I was driving safely, though I don't want you all think that I lost control of my car, whatever. I was driving, safely. It's just that the thoughts, the feeling, I wasn't seeing life the same. It was just, I was seeing things beyond. I was seeing things beyond the struggle, beyond people, whatever. Let's say toxic people, let's say whatever, right? I was seeing right through. I'm like, I'm like, wow. And it just changed me. I felt different. I felt different. And I told my wife about it. She saw a complete turnaround of my behavior. I wasn't crabby, that mood. I was just completely different. I wasn't stressed. I wasn't feeling um, like I had a clear head and it was telling me to clear my mind. It was telling me to clear my mind. And I allow this, you want to call it frequency, energy, whatever, okay? This is not some new age stuff, okay? This is a spiritual situation here, a matter. This is a transformation, okay? And I know it all comes from the creator. All right, just want to be clear on that. So it's just that the message and the feeling, it guided me to tap into my power and to tap into that part of that power that I haven't felt before. So for me to literally put away the rage, that was something I've never done before. And it's interesting that I had a dream last night. I don't know if this is going to make sense what I'm about to say to anyone that's listening, but I had a dream for the first time. I had a dream that my own mind that was attached or hooked into rage for so long, my own mind was I don't want to say attacking me, but my own mind, like this rage feeling, was trying to find an opening in my dream. It was trying to find an opening to enter my mind. It was using certain people, right? And make certain people, let's say I don't like to deal with, but not like extreme, but it used certain people I don't like and intensify it to feel rageful towards that person. So it's that rage was trying to find an opening inside of me while I was sleeping. It was trying to come back in, and I did woke up a few times. I wanted to get up out of bed. I just didn't feel like sleeping. I felt like I'm like it was like it was like a nightmare type. It was trying to become like a nightmare situation. It's like it's crazy. It's like it's like you lock some crazy you know d- madman outside your house, and and that madman is trying to come back in. Let me in, and that's basically what was my dream. Okay, and obviously I didn't let it in. I felt like that was the first test. The second test yesterday, as I was driving, Remember, I talked about earlier in this audio clip about road rage, that I struggle with that when people just, as I'm driving at a certain pace, not driving like, like I was driving at a good pace. Somebody tailgated me. I'm like, I'm looking at my mirror. I'm like, the person tailgated me. And I'm like, there's two lanes in a road. The person could easily go around. But I'm driving at a pace, not slow, but I'm driving at a good pace, fast, whatever. But the person honked their horn at me, like, and I'm looking at the mirror, and the car stopped at the red light. When I stopped at the red light, that car behind me kind of kept at a distance away from me, which I'm glad though. I felt like things was looking out for me. And I felt that I was tested because I was watching myself. I was watching how I'm feeling at the moment. I was watching everything I was doing. I was closely analyzing myself when I was tested. If this would have happened a few days ago, I would have stick my middle finger out the door or the mirror, honk my horn, or I would probably be tempted to come out the car and wanted to bash this person's head in. Seriously. These are the kind of things that I struggle with while I'm driving. I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there that's listening, you probably could relate to a point. So my thing is that the way I carry myself and how I felt inside, yeah, I was upset. I'm like saying to myself, what is going on with this person? But it was in no way, shape, or form that I was feeling rageful. I didn't stick no middle finger. I just look at the mirror. And that voice, that same voice, the other day told me that I'm much stronger than rage. That same voice I heard again told me that as I made a turn, when the light turned green, then the car from behind me made it. As I made a turn, the car made a turn, but it made a turn from a lane that's further on my left. But his voice was telling me, "Look at this person," and I looked, and that same voice, that's this peaceful voice, was saying, "Look past that person. That person has no power over you. Look beyond." And that was it. I kept driving. I kept driving, and I kudos to myself. I, thank my creator. Also, ultimately, and other times I would have kept harping on it. I'm just needed to say the comparison from if this would have happened days ago, for example, I would have this situation. Sometimes when I go through this in the past, I used to hold on to a situation like that on like driving, and dealing with, knuckleheads. I will literally hold on to a situation throughout maybe half the evening, stewing. It takes a long time for me to cool down. See, that's part of the rage that I was dealing with for years. So when I had this victory, when I passed this second test, and I carry on for the rest of my night. I didn't had no thoughts of holding on, that I want to strangle the person. I didn't have none of these thoughts. I felt good. I felt great. I felt like there's more to come right now, and and I'm seeing the benefits. I'm seeing the benefits because, um, like like if I deal with, I mean, there are stupid people out there. Some people, right? To be warned that there are some people stupid that do stupid things. I feel that a point that because I understand my power and I don't need rage, that if I can overcome these two tests, I'm very confident that I can overcome other tests up ahead. And I have every daggone reason to be excited. It was I have every reason to be excited. In fact, I'm gonna wrap this up soon. I didn't tell you this, but I had another big victory, something very similar to this, back in '04. I had a spiritual encounter. I don't want to say details, but I had a spiritual encounter that helped me overcome envy. I used to struggle with envy so much, and I had that since I was a child too. I had envy. I struggled with envy so much. I used to that I was going to literally take people out. I'm not going to say certain words, so I hope you all as listening could understand what I'm saying. I had like crazy thoughts that I wanted to take people out. Certain people. I'm talking about couples. I'm talking about a man that was with a woman. Not the woman I have those thoughts, but a man, because just because he's with somebody. This is taking a lot of guts to say this. And apparently I was going to a dark, dark path. So I had assistants that gave me peace and told me that I'm not alone. I saw a lot of spiritual entities, and I know who they are. They told me I'm not alone. For days, I felt an overwhelmingly peace within to know that I'm not alone, that I don't have to feel envious again. That, well, I call this envious an entity, whatever, but it was like gone. The rage was still there. So, so I wanted to bring that up as a comparison to my experience the other day with this rage. I can't explain why things happen at a particular time in my life, but things happen for a reason. And it's pretty evident that I'm being looking after. It's pretty evident that I have friends, or you could say spiritual forces, but they all come from the creator. And and that to know and reminded me what I am and the power within myself that there's so much I could do. And whatever dark forces or anything that try to hold me down is the reason why they try to hold me down because they know you more than myself. And the dark forces are afraid that when I know more of myself and I fully acknowledge the power, all the power from the creator, these dark forces are afraid and they know that it can't keep me down forever. And I just wanted to say that I told my wife it's time for me to soar, and I'm going to do more amazing things. And I'm excited, and I feel very pumped up as I'm speaking now. And I just want to let everybody know that you feel like there's no hope and you having things that you're dealing with and you don't know what to do. and you feel like you're a loser, you're nothing, or you're worthless, I was going to tell you that it's just lies. And your existence is there for a reason. Um, just you have to believe that you are looking after. And I hope I don't come across religion. I'm not a religious person, okay? I do believe in spirituality, and I do know it's a spiritual war. And but the thing is that we possess so much power, so much power, that there are things out there are afraid of you. They don't want you to know who you really are. They don't want you to soar. And for me, I'm going to soar right now. That's what I'm doing right now. Then I feel at peace. I feel I could just laugh, like, whatever. I'm not saying that you're not going to be tested. I'm going to be tested still, but I'm learning more and more of myself. I'm learning more and more of myself. I'm going to continue to grow. This is a spiritual, this is a spiritual growth, and you never stop growing. You're going to keep growing. That's what, for me, for example, I'm going to keep growing. I'm not perfect. Never claim to be perfect. You know, um, I just, I just want to just share this, uh, to, to inspire anybody, and let you know what, these are some of the struggles I go through. Um, you know, I'm just excited, and I'm glad I did this. I really didn't want to share this. I just felt like I didn't. I'm glad I did. I feel pumped up. I feel pumped up. The feeling of when you know you're not alone, and you know who you are, and you know your purpose, nothing is going to stop you. Nothing. And that's what I say to myself. Nothing is going to stop me. The only one that's going to stop me is myself. And if things change, my creator say, hey, it's time to go on to the next journey. All right. But I have a purpose in this life. And I know what it is. And those of you following me on Twitter, the things that I constantly do and tweet and everything, and why I have this channel out is to expose the system and expose this dark evil system. That's exactly what it is. And to inspire people to be free and to learn, to educate yourself. That's one of my main purpose. One of my main purpose also is that I'm going to expose the system. And yes, I'm going to play a very important part, not all of the part. I'm going to play my role that I'm going to break this system. I'm going to play a part in this battle, or I'll say a war. I'm going to break the system. I am. I'm going to do some creative, fun things. But I want to inspire people to be free. And I have to be confident. It's very important to be confident. It's very important to hold on to a vision. And that's the vision I have. I don't need you. I don't need anybody's approval. I know so much now, and I'm still learning. You can't unlearn, or let's say you can't unlearn or unknow what you know now. I know things. Things been shown to me spiritually, especially spiritually. I want to keep going. Yeah. I'm not going to be that guy that tweets on social media giving up these so-called elites too much power. No. I'll say things to keep people, or for people to think. But these people that claim to control the world, they don't control a damn thing. But I'm going to play my part. I am. I'm not going to worry how things are going to turn out. I'm not. I'm not going to worry about it at all. I'll keep my mind focused. Now I feel I have more and more. I can think clearly more. and not feel stressed out on things. And things are gonna work out in my life personally. Money, whatever I need, is given to me. And I have to remind myself over and over, I'm not alone. And I hope this message in this clip inspires you that you're not alone. If you need to cry, especially the men out there, there's nothing wrong about crying because that's what I was doing the other day. I was crying to myself or whatever. I was just somewhere in a room. I was in a room by myself. I was crying. I was crying, but I was angry. And you will, you know, there's a divine power there to assist you, but you still have to do the work. You still have to do the work. You're going to be tested, and that work that you have to do is that you have to overcome the challenges. Use your power from the Creator and overcome. That's what you have to. If you have a spiritual talk or something talking to you from within, listen. Don't turn it away. Listen. Anyway, I know this is a very long audio, but I just want to share this. And the photo I decided for this episode, that's how I feel. I feel like I climbed the biggest mountain, one of the biggest mountains in the world. But I decided to put that mountain in Alaska. Figure it's a cool picture. It's an inspirational picture. But yeah. Anyway, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, I hope you're inspired. Anyone out there that's struggling with rage, you have the ability internally to overcome it. You have power spiritually. You have power. That power comes from the Creator. Whether if you believe in a Creator or not, the power, the divine power from the creation of life. You can call it energy, you can call it whatever. But the thing is that there are higher powers that's within us that's looking out for us. You just have to allow it. You have to allow it. You're gonna have to put your ego aside, and you're gonna have to allow it. Allow it transform you. Allow it to guide you, and you can do amazing things. You know, the power is within everybody. So it's your choice what you want to do from there. If you like this clip, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. So whenever I upload a video or audio, you will be notified as soon as possible. All right, everyone. Until then, I will do an episode 8. I'm not sure what I will be talking about in that one, but I'm pretty sure it will be very interesting like this one. Okay, everyone. Until then, I'll talk to you next time. Bye.